Hello, and thanks for listening to JoJo's Bizarre Podcast. My name is Mark, and as usual, I'm joined by Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
And Myles is off this week. Myles is traveling for familial reasons, and that's why you're getting deja vu and seeing Chainsaw Man on the JJB Pod feed once again, because Myles covered Chainsaw Man when we were working on keeping our first daughter alive because she had just been born, and I listened to the beginning of Myles' episode. It's been a few years.
I wanted to listen to it and I didn't.
Nah, because we didn't finish episode 3 in time of this. But apparently he asked like our listeners, like, should I just cover whatever it was? Was it Stone Ocean at the time or was it part 5? I guess it was Stone Ocean. Wow. And they were like, no, don't cover it without Mark and Jackie. So he's like, I'll watch Chainsaw Man. That's popular. So he did the first 3, covered it with Tim, friend of the pod. And then eventually I think he just did like a retrospective. I think he watched all of it. Myles has even seen the recent movie, fairly recent movie.
Cool.
But yeah, we just watched the first 3 episodes here because we don't need Myles' opinion. It's hard to pick an anime.
Now you get to hear what we think about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we'll have to, after this, we can listen to Myles's.
Yeah.
And then maybe next episode we'll talk about Myles's opinion and how that differs or something.
Maybe. I don't know if I want to listen to it. I'll just ask him.
Yeah, that's true.
Next time we see him. But I think I remember him liking the series overall, but he watched the whole fucking thing. So,
yeah.
I vaguely remember him liking it. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Let's not do a podcast where I sit around and go, maybe this is a thing. It can be hard to pick an anime without Myles because I feel like Myles either, if he doesn't like something, you and I don't like it either. And then there's nothing that he really likes and we don't. I feel like either he agrees with our dislike or he thinks something is fine or good.
Or he likes something and we think it's fine.
How often does that happen?
For a lot of like the sports ones, I don't know. He finished some sports one that I wasn't going to watch the whole thing of.
IQ. I guess that's true.
Yeah. I think there's some that he like picked up and finished.
And but I guess that's not the problem. I'm sorry.
Care that much about.
Then I brought it up the wrong way because we need to think of something that he doesn't like but we like.
Oh, okay.
And that's not a thing as much.
That he doesn't like.
Yeah.
I mean, we could watch more Akagi, but it's not
that is the thing we could do.
It's not that he doesn't like it. It's just, we just know more about mahjong.
It doesn't hit him as hard because he doesn't play mahjong. Japanese mahjong. I did look into, before picking Chainsaw Man, I looked into other mahjong anime. The other big one besides Akagi is Saki, and it's girls playing mahjong, but one of them has a superpower.
Okay.
That it's like she can only ever break even or something. She can never like lose a hand in a certain way.
Oh.
So, it seems pretty popular. It has a bunch of series, but I don't think it's nearly as intense as Akagi. And then there's something more recent from a few years ago, but apparently it's like really gross, like violent and cruel, and fucked up.
Okay.
People don't like it. Lots of cool mahjong manga, but not as much anime. Anyway, and if this is your first time listening to the podcast, we used to just do JoJo's. We're going to do more JoJo when it comes out later this year, and when the new baby can get a job and we don't have to focus on her as much, we'll come back to the podcast. So either Myles is going to cover Steel Ball Run by himself, or he'll fart around doing other shows that we should have watched until we come back. Before we get into the first 3 episodes of Chainsaw Man, what happened and what we think about it, we should first take a look in Correspondence Corner. What I mean is we should read emails that were sent to jojosbizarrepod@gmail.com or messages left in the Correspondence Corner channel of the Discord. And I did go and find Chad's old email to Myles and us from when Myles did the episode to see if he did voice connections, which he did. And I may have found one he didn't find. I'll see. This email's from Chad, and it's from December 7th, 2022. Almost 4 years ago. Aloha, JJB Pod Ohana. Here's some JoJo voice connections I found for Chainsaw Man. Best girl candidate and chaotic force of nature, the Blood Fiend Power, is voiced by Fairu's Ai, who of course voices Part 6 JoJo, Jolene Kujo. The short-lived Tomato Devil is voiced by Hinata Tadokoro, who also voiced the unnamed stepfather of Part 5 JoJo, Giorno Giovanna. Folks following the show further can expect to also hear Maria Ise, who voiced Foo Fighters from Part 6, as well as Kenjiro Tsuda, who voiced Part 1 Enemy Undead Knight Bruford and Part 5 Enemy Stand User Tiziano. I've been loving Chainsaw Man myself and appreciate that it's not only being simulcast on Crunchyroll, but also over on Hulu, so normies can check it out. I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe this holiday season. Mahalo, Chad. P.S. Myles, if you enjoy shows that are more substance over style, you should check out the OVA Dead Leaves, which is streaming free on Tubi. And I don't know if Myles ever checked out Dead Leaves. And I don't even know if it's still free on Tubi, frankly. To be honest. That looks like it might be. And then Chad leaves with a question here. A chainsaw devil implies the existence of other potentially dangerous household tool devils. Which would you be?
Or not so dangerous, like a fork devil.
That's true. Well, but what would you be most scared to meet? I mean, the chainsaw is pretty bad.
Chainsaw's pretty scary.
Like, I mean, there's other saws, like a table saw.
What's like the most? What are like the most dangerous? I mean, like a blender. It's kind of the same idea. But a blender devil would be not great.
Okay, does size factor in or no? Because here's okay. Like, could a blender devil be bigger than the chainsaw man? Could Blender Man be bigger than Chainsaw Man, or does he have to be smaller because he's smaller than most chainsaws?
Because yeah, big blender is scary. Like if they had blenders on their arms and face or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blender. I don't think they'd have the range of a chainsaw. In real life, with chainsaws though, if you just like. If you put like a chain...
The thing is, the longer that something is, it's kind of hard. You have to kind of wind up to it. Except, I guess if you have a chainsaw on your forehead, then something just needs to touch you.
Yeah, like, but it's hard to move your head.
Yeah.
Cosplayers have struggled to make the chainsaw man head.
Yeah.
You gotta really have neck power.
I think a blender will be easier to move.
But you don't have the range. What I was going to say, though, is with the chainsaw, if you throw like a chain of your own, like perpendicular, I don't think it cuts it. I think you jam it up. I don't think you can just swing a chainsaw willy-nilly. You got to ease it into your target. I could be wrong.
I don't know how chainsaws
work. I've got to review some tapes.
What are some dangerous things in a house?
What about Lawnmower Man?
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's also a film. And a Stephen King short story. Yeah.
Okay.
Totally different plots, but
yeah,
same name.
That's dangerous.
Leaf Blower Man, you just fly all over the yard. You're just tumbling head over heels on the grass like, fuck, stop, please. Oh shit, I'm gonna throw up.
Isn't there something like, what's the thing called that it's like really, like it's like dry ice?
Yeah, that's not like a work around the house kind of thing though.
I guess not. But you can't touch it because then it'll be cold.
You can touch it a little bit. It's not like acid.
Okay.
You're not supposed to. It's too cold to hold. Too hot to handle.
What about like, I don't know, poison?
I think
spray.
They went pretty high up with Chainsaw. They did a good job.
I think they played this game and they thought Chainsaw was the best.
Yeah, that was the smartest. The thing with Chainsaw Man, and this is not a knock against it necessarily, but it feels like the kind of thing where Tatsuki Fujimoto thought this up when he was like 10, because the name is Chainsaw Man. Okay. The name of it is, it's not called like Rotor, it's not called Millions of Teeth or something that's like indirectly referring to a chainsaw. It's just called straight up Chainsaw Man. And he has 3 chainsaws, one on each arm and one in his head.
Mark, I don't understand the problem. I think that's brilliant. I think like, why would you, any other name would not be as good.
Yes, but I'm just,
this tells you exactly what I like. I didn't know anything about Chainsaw Man going into this, but I'm not surprised.
Okay. Yeah.
By what he is.
That's what I'm saying. It's just very obvious, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's not all there is to this. Anyway, I feel like that was a tangent from a thought that I've abandoned. Doesn't matter. Folks, real quick.
Well, we were asked the what household item.
Oh yeah, I think we exhausted that.
Okay.
There could be, you know what? What if you were outdoor in-ground pool man and you just drowned people?
Yeah.
You were just a big fucking body of water and you just smother people.
I feel like that's more of like a self-defense thing. Like people have to come to you to drown.
No, but what if you could fly the body of water and just cover their face with it?
There's probably like stuff in the hospital that would be good devil.
Oh yeah,
items.
Defibrillator, man. Folks, if you go to patreon.com/jjbpod, you can support our small show that normally has 50% more people on it.
50%?
Yeah, 50% more.
50% more people.
Mm-hmm. Because there's 2 of us. 50% of us is 1.
Ah, okay.
So 1 more person.
Okay. Fine.
You can subscribe for as little as $1 a month. That gets you access to the Patreon feed, which includes some extra audio that I'm behind on. I need to upload extra audio that I deleted from the main podcast edits because it was too off topic. And
yeah,
sometimes
I see we got an email about that.
No, we got an email about missing episodes entirely. That I got to fix too.
Yeah.
The fucking copyright is such bullshit, dude. The internet was so much better. Anyway. For $3 a month, you get access to the same Patreon feed. It also includes jazz recommendations from Myles and some other little video projects that we've done. It's kind of sparse, folks. But what's more important is you're supporting independent media. You know, you're sticking it to the man when you support us. And if you pledge at $3, we will say thank you out loud to your chosen alias on the podcast, which we'll do in just a second. Because lastly, I want to tell you that for $15 for 1 month, pledge. Turn it off once the charge goes through. If you give us $15, we'll do an episode of our podcast about your choice of anime. We'll only watch 3 episodes, but that should be enough to get a vibe. You'll see how well we understand Chainsaw Man just after watching 3 episodes. So go to patreon.com/jjbpod to help us out and maybe even guide our podcast. Let us say thank you. So thank you so much, Charles Foster Kane,
Billy,
Sugar Teeth,
Leah,
Koichi, whom I hate,
Josh,
I love JoJo, Ubu,
Kassoon,
Jumbo,
Katie Cat,
Bloof,
Kenny,
Eileen,
the stand user formerly known as Austin,
Tim,
Ren,
and Chad. Thanks, everyone.
Yay.
We hope you like it here on the Patreon. So we watched Chainsaw Man. I forgot to look up what season it is, but it is based on manga by Tatsuki Fujimoto. You may recognize this name, Jackie, because we did cover the anime Tatsuki Fujimoto 17 to 26 or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh.
And it's just like various little vignettes, little shorts that he did that are, a lot of them were like pretty violent.
Yeah,
involving aliens and stuff.
Some of them were good, some of them were not as good.
Yeah.
But they were cool. They were interesting ideas. Okay.
Yeah, but this anime is from fall 2022. It was the number 1 most watched on my anime list. 2 million people. 2 million people. Same season as Spy Family Part 2, Blue Lock, one of the Mob Psycho seasons. So a lot of competition on My Hero Academia, Bocchi the Rock. It has an 8.42 average rating on my anime list, which is extremely high. It's pretty rare for things to breach the 8.0 rank. It's ranked 208 overall on the website. So quite a lot of people have seen it. And the studio that made it is MAPPA, who does Jujutsu Kaisen, Dorohedoro, Kakegurui Banana Fish, Yuri on Ice, Finland Saga. They do a lot, those MAPPAs. Chainsaw Man is also extremely fucking popular. I don't know if you had a vibe on that already, Jackie. Do you know that this is super popular?
Yeah, I knew this was super popular.
Yeah, so the recent movie, Chainsaw Man, the Reze arc, did $191 million worldwide in box office sales.
Wow.
I didn't finish reading the latest statistics. Apparently that did usurp the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. Which is very interesting. Oh, and the manga is over. The manga for this show ended in March. It ran from December 2018 to March 2026, over 24 volumes. And I like that Fujimoto is humble here. When they announced that they were adapting Chainsaw Man for the TV, for anime, he said, Chainsaw Man is like a copycat of Dorohedoro and Jujutsu Kaisen. And the studio of Dorohedoro and Jujutsu Kaisen will produce its anime? I have nothing to say. Please do it. And they did consult him a lot for the adaptation. And a little quote here to open something I noticed while watching this, just in terms of themes. I wrote, "One must imagine Sisyphus happy." That's a quote from Albert Camus' essay, The Myth of Sisyphus.
I don't remember what Sisyphus is all about.
Sisyphus is us, baby. He's the guy who rolls a rock up a hill. That's his punishment. And then it fucking falls down again. And he has to just keep pushing the rock up the hill and it just keeps falling down.
Okay.
So yeah, my first note for episode 1 is he lives in a fucking shed.
You want me to talk about it? All right.
Yeah, we can.
So the very first scene, a guy opens a door and then he like wakes up and he's like, "Oh, I better go to work." And I don't know why he was opening. Oh yeah, I guess that was his. We know that he like lives in a shed basically.
Yeah.
And he talks about like money that he's made. He does a lot of odd jobs. He made $60K a month for cutting down. He makes $60K a month for cutting down trees.
Yeah, $60K probably yen.
Yeah, and he sold his eye and one of his balls for some amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
But devil hunting pays the best. And then there's a monster with a million eyes, and he fights it.
That's the tomato devil, I think.
Yes.
Are you aware, by the way, this takes place in an alternate reality of the late 90s where the Soviet Union is still around?
No, there was no reference to that in
There's a reference to the Soviets in episode 3.
Okay.
But yes, I just happened to read that online and was like, whoa.
Well, okay, I guess we'll see if that becomes relevant. Yeah, I think for a while could not get over that this guy has one eye and one, but he has two eyes later. What happened?
I was just thinking that. I guess when he merges with Pochita, he like heals, I'm guessing.
Does he grow his ball back too?
I don't know. This show would not shock me if he reached into his pants. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I was. Why would you sell your eye? Wouldn't you need that to fight? You should just fight more devils. I don't know. Like,
it probably went for a lot of money.
I think he said one of them wasn't that much. I think it was maybe his balls wasn't that much. And like, why? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you would sell your body parts. But anyway, not like ones that you use. You know, I guess you can sell your like your pinky toe or something. Like, who cares?
Well, who the fuck is going to use a pinky toe?
Yeah, I guess that's the question. So he kills the devil, and then he goes to like some guy to get his like bounty, but the guy is like, "Oh, I gotta take this. I have this for the finder's fee. I have this and that." Like, so he just takes money out and he leaves
convenience charge,
right? And then he gets some money. I think it was 70,000 yen, and then he needs to like pay rent and stuff. And so really, he only has 1,800 left. And it turns out he has a big debt.
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't think I wrote down the debt.
The debt is not actually his. It's his dad's. And then his dad killed himself.
Which is that, I guess, at first I was like, that's not supposed to happen. But then I realized that it's like with the Yakuza or something. Because at least in the US, if your family member has a debt and they die, it dies with them. Like, they can't come to you and try to collect money from your parents. I think
some things they can pass on to you, I think.
If it's still like in their name, they can the bank can repossess it or whatever. But if it's they can't come after you. That your money is separate from, your parents or.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of like being asked to pay for something that was being paid for in their name. Maybe it's that kind of situation.
I don't know. But they're not allowed to do that. You can hang up on those people if they would try to collect money from you. Anyway, just FYI. And he has a dog named Pochita?
Pochita, yeah.
Which is cute. Well, it's not a dog, sorry. It's a chainsaw devil dog.
It's a chainsaw terrier. I like when he's using the chainsaw, like he's using Pochita to like cut down a tree. And it's just funny that Pochita's just sitting there. Like just blinking, breathing, just like being used as a tool.
Just a little chainsaw dog.
It's funny.
Yeah, so then we find out that it's his dad's debt and he lives in a shed now. Whose shed? I don't know. How did he get a shed?
We don't know.
And he thinks to himself that he wants to, or maybe he tells Ponchita this, that he wants to score with a girl before he dies. And I wrote down another reason to keep your balls, dude. Like,
you don't need balls to score. I mean, you need at least one, but
I don't know. She might be like, ew, and then not want to touch your ball.
How would she know?
Touch you again.
Women do not grab your ball bag before doing the deed and check. They don't go 1, 2. Okay. That doesn't happen.
Well, I guess okay. So I guess I imagine the sack part of the sack also going, but I guess if it's just the ball on the inside, then it doesn't matter.
Even then, how close is a woman looking at the balls?
I don't know. Their dick and balls might look weird to her if she's seen something before. She might be like, "What is this?" You know?
I think I could easily have sex with a woman and be like, "You're missing labia?" I'd be like, "Oh, I don't know."
Balls are bigger.
That's true. And I typically am not using a headlamp and going down there to investigate.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So then there's a flashback, and he's like a little kid, and his dad died, and some guy in a car tells him that he needs to give 70,000, I guess yen.
It's more than 70. Oh yeah, but before the end of the day. 700
yen.
Before, no, I think you were right.
No, it's 700. It's 700. That's what I wrote down.
No.
Before tomorrow.
It was not 700 yen, Jackie. That's like $7. It doesn't really matter, but
700,000.
Yes. Okay.
Before tomorrow, or they will chop him up. And so I don't know what he does. I guess, he teams up with a chainsaw dog. And, all right, he meets the chainsaw dog.
Who's a devil, by the way.
Who's a devil. Chainsaw devil dog. And it's Pochita. And it's hurt. And drinking blood heals devils. So he is like, you can, bite me and I'll heal you. But this is a deal. I'm not just being nice. I'm helping you, so you have to help me get money. And he has pointy shark teeth. I noticed this.
He does have monster teeth.
And he continues to, he has this when he's human, and he has this, continues to have it later when he becomes Chainsaw Man.
It might be because he's so poor that he just doesn't have good dental care. That his teeth are just fucky.
Maybe he's a shark.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, this doesn't come up again, but he coughs up blood at one point when he's like, I think back home with Pochita. He coughs up blood, and then he's like, my mom died from a heart disease that made her cough up blood. But I guess he can't afford medical treatment or anything, so he can't go to a doctor. He can't afford anything. He's in debt and poor and doing kind of odd job stuff.
Yeah, it could come back, but I'm with his eye being there. I feel like
maybe the
merging with Pochita just has magically healed all his problems, but it could come back.
So he wants to do another job. The Yakuza or whoever, I guess it's the Yakuza, they take him to a warehouse and then they stab him. And also Pochita with a big sword.
Yeah, somehow the Yakuza old man that's been giving him crappy money for his devil kills is oh, we made a deal with some devils. And he's part of a devil. They're all zombies.
They're all zombies controlled by a zombie devil.
Yes, apt name.
Yeah, so they made the deal because they wanted power, and this devil wanted some demon hunters dead.
Actual power, not the character later named power.
And oops, the power turns them into zombies. And so what's the main guy's name? It's Denji. He starts running away, and they just catch up to him and they stab him a bunch of times, and he just gets ganged up on and stabbed over and over and over, and he's screaming and he's getting stabbed, and he's thinking to himself, I don't want to be rich. I just want a normal life. And then he's dying dead in a dumpster. He's dead.
He's chopped into pieces.
He's dead in a dumpster. And his blood drips into Pochita's mouth. And
yeah, because when he first meets Pochita, it's a flashback, I think, at this point. Maybe? No, they flashback earlier.
I already talked about how his blood healed him.
Yeah, okay.
I said that already.
Okay.
And they made a deal that they would help each other. And so Pochita thinks to himself, oh wait, not yet. Also, I wrote down when he got stabbed, he should have given some of his blood to Pochita. So maybe Pochita could have helped him. So it's a flashback now to him saying, I heard that some devils can take over dead bodies. And he's talking to Pochita in this flashback, and he's like, you should take my body if I die. Wait until I'm buried and the Yakuza will leave you alone, and just take my body and live a normal life, make my dreams come true for me. So that's a flashback. And so I'm watching this thinking that's what's going to happen, that Chainsaw Man is actually just going to be this fucking dog.
Oh, and then he's just going to woof around. I wasn't sure because I was like, I've never heard the transformed Chainsaw Man speak. So yeah, I was a little also like, is he going to be a doggy?
But yeah, so Pochita, now it talks to him and is like, I'll give you my heart. In exchange, I want you to show me your dreams. Because Pochita always liked how Denji would like tell him like what he wanted, like all his dreams of, I don't know, eating. What was it? What was his breakfast thing? Like bread with jam.
That was really what he wanted to eat. Yeah, because he always just had bread,
plain bread, but he wanted some jam, which is fancy. So Pochita, is Pochita a girl or a boy?
I don't know.
Pochita heals him, and then he gets out of the dumpster, and he's there where the zombies are. And the zombie devil tells the zombies to go after him. And he has Pochita's tail hanging out of his chest, and he can pull it, and it makes it like starts the chainsaw.
Yeah, because it's a pull start.
It's a pull start. Chainsaws, what normally, like, because they can have gas, right? Or what? They can be electric, maybe?
There's probably electric ones. I think of them as gas powered. And yeah, there's a pull start, and I forget what it's called. Double something, some kind of repeater is part of the engine. That's what gives it that signature sound. But yeah, if you remember in the Evil Dead, specifically Evil Dead 2, he loses his hand and he puts a chainsaw on it. And then he puts a little clip on his like chest so he can put the pull start chain in there and then just open his arm and the pull start goes off and then his hand is a chainsaw.
Oh, do you think this show took ideas from Evil Dead?
Maybe. I think this show took ideas from Devilman.
Why?
That, to me, feels...
Devilman Crybaby?
Well, yeah, but Devilman Crybaby is just one incarnation of Devilman. Okay. Devilman goes back to 1972. And he's a guy who like made a pact with or absorbed a devil. And so he's like devil and human, and he hunts devils and stuff.
Okay. That makes sense.
Also, Blade is around the same time.
I feel like there's like a million things that are like this, where like
I was trying to figure out the earliest,
guy gets powers and you're hunting devils or demons or fucking monster, whatever you want to call them. You know, and now you're the hunter, and those things are their scary monster of the week stuff.
But I think it's got to be the specific thing where you're half of the bad guys. You know, not just you got powers and you're hunting. Yes, there's a bagillion of those, but specifically the type, because then you get to have that fun thing, which they've already done in like episode 1 or 2 here, of being like, hey, are you friends with the humans or are you friends?
Yeah, which one whose side are you on?
Yeah.
Whose side are you on?
Something all biracial children have to go through. But...
And this one's on the side of boobs.
Yes.
He's really on his own side.
Can I say something about the booby stuff? Is that he is a dumb kid.
I feel like he's too old to be so boob upset. Like, say it in your head. Don't say it out loud.
He didn't go to school. Like, I don't think he's properly socialized, especially with women. But in the Japanese, he's saying mune, which just means chest. So he does want tits for sure, but I don't like the subtitles having him say tits and kappa feel.
Kappa feel is just a weird thing to say. I don't know, and he says it a lot. It feels
old school almost,
and he says it a lot.
Like mune is the word they use for chest in the Cruel Angel's thesis in Evangelion. You know, it does not mean titties. He'd say oppai if he specifically meant titties.
So it should be like breasts
or boobs, even boobs.
Yeah,
but tits. Come on, he's not saying tits.
Yeah. Well, I think he said mostly boobs. Most of the time he was saying boobs.
That's true. But yeah. I really objected to when he says tits in episode 3. Overall, though, him saying boobs, I think they could have also worked in the word chest instead or something.
Or breast. I think
he could have said, I want to touch her chest. Because then it kind of makes it vague. What part of her chest?
We all know.
Just the upper ribs?
We all know what part.
Wants to touch the clavicle, the beauty bone?
Yeah. So anyway, we'll talk about the boobs. We'll talk about boobs more. Right. So yeah. So he I guess if you haven't seen this show, spoilers, he has chainsaws now in his arms and his head. And he's like half devil because Pochita is like inside him, like in his chest.
Literally, somehow.
And still alive, maybe? and just
Maybe.
like gets to share his life. Don
also is about a boy who's like half ghost,
yeah,
half bad. But that's
and he has one in him.
Yeah.
That gives him
And
powers.
he loses a testicle.
It's true. And so he beats the shit out of these zombies, and the big zombie king devil throws zombies at him, and he just cuts right through them because they fly into his chainsaw. The action is like kind of cool. I like it. I usually, sometimes I feel like action is like boring and I zone out, but I feel like I like it in this one. I think they do a good job of not making me specifically bored. I don't know what about certain action scenes that make me bored, but it's just like, I think it's like, it feels like purposeful, and it's not like super long. They're not like super long scenes.
They're definitely not that long. And I do like, was it Momo and Dandadan? I forget what anime we watched. It's a lady, and they do it well here, where I love that, unlike like say Ghost in the Shell or there's other protagonists that are like very tactical, his legs and his arms are like spread way the fuck out when he's in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very like ungraceful, untrained, but it's just like wild energy. You know, like he's just without thinking, just jumping into the target, jumping at the bad guy. It's very fun.
Did he have to kill these zombies? Could he have just left?
Yeah.
I wonder, like, what was his motivation for going back in and killing them?
Maybe he was thinking about how he used to hunt devils, or maybe he was just mad that they betrayed him.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just Pochita and his brain is...
At the end, he was like, I don't have a debt anymore. Because all the Yakuza are fucking dead.
Yeah, maybe he really thought it through.
Oh, right. He says, you hired me to be a devil hunter, so I have to kill you all.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
He's like, I'm just trying to complete the job. And he's like, once you're all dead, I won't owe a damn thing. And I wrote down, he's still broke though, right? But I guess we figured, like, this problem is solved pretty quickly. Because he just, like, fucking massacres these zombie dudes. And some lady, I wrote down some FBI looking lady, because that's what she looked. They looked like they were, like, from some special bureau. And she comes in, and she's like, you have a strange... She was, like, initially going to go and, like, fight these things, but they're already dead. So she goes up to him, and she's like, you have a strange smell. I don't know what... She has a power. I don't know.
Maybe.
She's like, you have a strange smell. Not like a human or a devil, but, like, you can tell if someone is a fiend by, like, looking at them. She says that later. He's about to fall, so he says, hug me, and she does for some reason. And then his chainsaw stuff melts off, and he's human. And she says he's a devil hunter. She says that she's a devil hunter with public safety, and she came to kill the zombie devil. And she said, she's like, you have a choice. You could die, I could kill you as a devil, or I can keep you as a human and make sure you're fed. And he's like, what would breakfast be like? And she's like, bread with butter and jam and coffee and, like, some other stuff, like French toast, I don't know, and some dessert, something for dessert. And he's like, sounds awesome. So, I don't know. Is he her pet? Are you allowed to have humans? So. Are you allowed to have humans as pets? It's a little weird.
That's the thing is, I think part of what maybe resonates this show is that in some ways it feels exactly like a lot of other...
She's just like Sugar Mama.
Yeah, I don't know about Sugar. She's like his mommy. Dami mommy. It feels like a lot of other shonen, except the difference is that he's not in high school. He's like extremely broke. He's extremely in debt. And he doesn't realize that he's just found another set of chains with which to be a wage slave. You know what I mean? But, like, sometimes that is all you really need, is to just be like... But
he's like, this situation is way better.
And I think that's true for people who really came from poverty, is like those of us who work for, like, a big company in an office. We're like, this job sucks too. I make a little bit more money, but this sucks too. But other people are like, hey man, this is it for me. This is everything I wanted. You know? I don't have to worry about electricity going off. You know? I'm happy. But I can see why this resonates, and I'm sure there's going to be friction.
I mean, it's a good point that I haven't thought of, which is, like, he is dependent on her and this job, right? For his things are going pretty good for him compared to where he was, but he is dependent on this. So if
If he disagrees with her too.
Right. If there's a moment where they ask him to do something that he doesn't want to do, and then like he has to make that, it doesn't feel like he has it's not going to feel like he has a choice.
What if he finds a bunch of pochitas, a little bunch of dog chainsaws, and he has to kill them because they're devils?
Yeah. We don't know.
Some of the 3D is used to great effect, as always, by Mappa, but there's sometimes when it's a pure 3D shot, like after he kills the big zombie devil and he's just sort of looking at the camera, the way it's moving, you can tell it's 3D and it feels like you're watching a different show. I don't know. It's weird. I don't always love it.
The 3D hasn't bothered me.
Do you think the opening bass guitar line is finger popped, or do you think they're using a pick?
Mark, I don't know.
Okay. I think the ending song, they're definitely popping it with the finger.
Okay.
They're slapping the bass.
I don't pay close enough attention to that stuff.
Listeners, I know it's been 4 years since you watched this. Do you think that's a real electric bass, and are they slapping it or using a pick?
This is why you need like a third person on the pod to talk about these kinds
Myles
of things.
wouldn't know either. I wouldn't trust his opinion even if he was here to talk music.
So episode 2, she basically, he's her pet, and she's like,
Makima.
She says, you're not allowed to say no. You can only say yes or woof. I don't need a dog that says no. She pays for everything. She pays for his food. She pays for, I don't know, is he staying somewhere? I guess she pays for where he stays. She gives him her jacket since he's shirtless. And he's sitting there like, I love her because she's nice to me and she looks good.
Which sometimes that is all you need, but also it's like, dude, you're a babe in the woods. You don't know anything.
It's like he's so innocent. They order udon. He lands in her boobs. What happened? I don't know. He's like lightheaded and his face lands in her boobs. Shouldn't that be enough now that I think about it?
Because he cuts himself using the chainsaws, or using the chainsaws takes blood out of him, so he's like anemically passing out.
She says that his condition is rare and doesn't even have a name, because it's kind of the opposite of what normally happens, where a devil takes over a body. Instead, a devil like gave its life for a human to live, and they kind of fuse together. She says that your best friend is alive inside you. You are both human and devil. And he's like, that's awesome. Yeah, and her name is Makima. And he asks her if there's a type of guy she likes, and she says she likes the Denji type. So she's kind of like, you're my type. And
instead of like rolling his eyes or being like, what's this gonna mean? He's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He's like, that's me. I'm Denji.
Denji, by the way, can mean electricity. It's interesting. Denji can mean electricity. Power can mean power. Makima is tougher. The key can mean wood. I don't know. She
brags about how good her benefits are, I guess, at work. And she says, and he thinks like, if we work together, maybe we can get together.
He wants to shit where he eats.
Yeah. But then it turns out he's not working with her, and she pairs him up with another guy, and he's like, yeah, you're not in her league. You can't fight with her. You can't be her partner. If you do a good job, we can work together someday, she says. And she has spirals in her eyes, by the way.
I don't know that they're spirals. They're just concentric circles. It's like a bullseye.
I think she's got powers or something.
Yeah.
She's a little weird. I don't know what her deal is.
I think she might be evil too. I don't trust her.
So this guy, he's like following this guy, right?
Yeah, Hayakawa, I think his name is.
Yeah, and he asks his new mentor if Maki has a boyfriend, and he doesn't answer. And then he takes him to an alley, and he like beats him up, and he lights a cigarette, and he's like, you need to quit. If you come tomorrow, I will beat you up. You just took this job because of Maki, and like that's, I guess, not.
It's not good enough. He's seen a lot of his friends die taking the job.
And he's like, I'll tell her you ran off, that you were scared by the devils. And so Denji knees him in the balls from the back. And then he kicks him in the nuts multiple times. He does a lot of targeting of the balls here. And he talks about how nice she was to him, and that he had udon for the first time, etc. And they fight, and the other guy fights him back, so they fight a little bit. And I guess he says something because Denji is like, "Oh, it sounds like you like her too."
Yeah, because Hayakawa says something like, "I won't let you."
Yeah,
whatever. Like he white knights a little bit for
like
Makima.
she's too good for you. And then they go back to her, and I don't know. One says one thing, the other one says another thing. Like Denji says something like he was attacked by the nuts devil.
Yes.
And Makima is like, he's human and he can transform into a devil, and so he's special. So he's going to receive some special treatment. And he can't quit. If he tries to quit or leave, we kill him.
Yes.
Yeah, basically. So he really is. He really is trapped in this.
I have a note though. I don't know what the context, but I wrote "can kill him" or "must kill him" because I think she said we can kill him, and I was like, that's interesting phrasing. It's not like we have to kill you. You're a liability now. It's like if we just don't like you or think you'll be a problem, we can if we want.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it's kind of like they'll treat him like he's a devil rather than a human on their team.
Right.
You know. Oh, okay. Yeah. So he's living with Hayakawa. I guess he has to live with him.
Right. That's right. He goes to live with him.
And he asks Hayakawa if she's a good person or not, and he says she is. And he's making toast, and he puts everything on his toast.
It's nasty. He puts on every type of jam and butter.
Puts everything on his
toast.
But
he says it's great.
He seems like a very annoying roommate. I forget what he was doing in the bath.
He uses all the toilet paper somehow.
Yeah. Very annoying roommate. I guess probably he just never lived somewhere that had like basic shit.
Yeah.
So I think that's why. Like he probably never got or rarely gets to take a nice bath and stuff. Okay, yeah. So he learns when a human body is taken over by a devil, they become a fiend. That's what that's called. And their heads make it obvious.
They use the word majin, which is a hard to translate word. It can even mean genie or sorcerer, like Majin Buu from Dragon Ball. And if you've seen Majin Buu, he does not look like a fiend. He is a goofy looking guy. It basically just means magic user. It's up to you to decide if it's... Fiend is like, I don't know. It's fiercer to me.
Yeah. So I think they're fighting a fiend, and that's why it's brought up.
Yes, they are fighting a fiend. He has like scissor mouth.
Yeah.
This one.
And Denji wanted to make it painless for him, so I forget how he kills him, but he kills him quickly.
He says he wants to make it painless for him.
Okay.
He later gives his real reason.
And Hayakawa says he wants to make devils feel as much pain as possible.
Because he was like, why didn't you turn into chainsaws? Why didn't you bring out your chainsaws?
Yeah, Denji admits he would make friends with the devil if he was nice.
Yeah. He already did that.
Yeah.
Pochita was nice.
Yeah. And he's like, thinks to himself, well, yeah, they beat him and they're whatever. He goes back to his apartment.
Yeah, he just basically like the fiend shows himself and then he just instantly cuts his head off with an axe. Just one clean swipe.
Yeah.
And he says, he's like, oh, I wanted to make it fast. But then when Hayakawa leaves the apartment first, he goes, and now the real reason is I don't want to get blood on these porno magazines. And then he takes the porno magazines.
Okay.
At least one of them.
That was silly. He's like, I'm living the dream, Pochita. My life is a 10 out of 10, but it feels like I'm missing something.
My life a movie.
Yeah. It feels like I'm missing something. And what he's missing is touching boobs.
The punani.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Boobs.
Just boobs.
He probably doesn't even know what punani is.
Yeah. He thinks that boobs are it.
Yeah. He has no idea.
So they're assigning him a buddy, and she's here, and she's a fiend, and her name is Power. And I wrote down that she's pretty and not fucked up. I don't know why I wrote that. She pretty.
She doesn't have the scissor mouth that the fiend they just saw. Because that's the thing. He's like their faces make it obvious. So I thought she was gonna have the scissor mouth, but I guess it's just like maybe when they say face they mean head, and she has horns.
Yeah.
The other guy has scissors, so it's just like something on their face head will make it obvious.
And she wants blood. I don't know. And she was acting kind of weird. And so he's like, in his head, I can put up with crazy as long as she's hot enough.
By the way, Hayakawa like just recently was like, to Denji, he was like, a fiend killed my whole fucking family, so don't be nice to fiends. And then they're like, by the way, a fiend is joining your team.
Yeah.
It's like, really, like, this is a very experimental squad here, Makima. A lot of intervening variables.
A lot of like not quite human, not quite devil situations. I don't even know why she's why is this fiend helping humans?
Well, in episode 3, it seems like maybe she just wanted her cat back. I don't know if that was all part of it. Well, she kind of has to, I think.
Yeah, they're making her, but I don't know why.
Well, otherwise they would just kill her. I think. Someone points out that it at least tracks with Denji and Power. We haven't seen enough of the show to really dig into it, but apparently a lot of the cast is like social outcasts. The idea of like people who are on the margins. Like he's super poor, in debt.
Yeah.
She's a fiend. She's like not supposed to be let alive and talk to like a regular person. And then we don't know the other people. I've seen their names. I've seen their faces. There's obviously Reze, and there's somebody named Angel Devil.
Yeah. So devils are afraid of her, I believe she says. If they smell my scent, they run away because devils are afraid of me. She smells something and runs away, and it's a sea cucumber devil.
She runs towards it.
Oh, right. She runs towards it. Right. And then she destroys it and explodes it with a giant mallet. And there's like a guy the whole time talking on a phone, I guess, being like, hey, can someone pick this thing up? Or I don't know.
Or he was going to kill it. Like he's a civilian devil hunter.
Yeah. But she explodes it with the giant mallet. Is that her power? I guess it's her power.
She can make stuff out of blood.
Okay.
She's
she's like a blood devil.
A phlebotomancer?
No.
What's another term? Sanguimancer. A something.
Okay.
She has a giant mallet, which is a very goofy cartoon girl thing to have. It's very Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Tom and Jerry. Episode 3, in the very beginning, the Crunchyroll subs go too fucking fast because they try to tell you like, hey, if we interfere with a civilian devil hunter's kill, we could get fined for it. But the first half of the subtitles disappears like super fast. Thankfully, we watched it twice because we started falling asleep the first night. So we decided to watch it recently, today, and we got it. They are not supposed to kill devils that civilian squads are hunting. Apparently, then after this, they're talking in front of Makima, and Power just tries to blame everything on Denji and say that Denji commanded her to kill the sea cucumber devil. That's clearly not true. We just saw her run off. But she really commits to it and just keeps calling him a liar. And he gets mad for the way she talks. She talks like a man from like I don't know, the 1800s or something. She uses, instead of watashi or boku or atashi or anything, she says washi, which is only really heard in like historical stuff or like, well, anime, where it's like an old man who's got a lot of like...
Yeah, because she's not Well, here's the thing. I was confused because I was like, well, she's not a girl. She just took the body of a girl. But then later we see a flashback and she is just a girl monster. Like she's not like a weird looking devil. She's just a girl. Right?
Oh, is that her in her monster form?
I thought so. Maybe, do you think it wasn't?
I never thought about it. I didn't know if that was just her.
Maybe she's still a fiend there.
Does she have horns or no? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe she's still you're right. Maybe she's still a fiend there and we haven't seen her monster form. But
was it weird when she went, I'm not a girl?
Yeah.
It was weird.
So she also says that devils don't lie, which is a lie.
Yeah, he says like, who says that?
She's trying to blame him for taking
I like he keeps looking at her chest because it's another booby chest. He's moved on from Makima, perhaps.
He hasn't really been around girls too much, I guess.
I like all the lines they draw in the shirt to make it like, it's not like they draw just like boob related like dents, like lines all in the shirt. It's just in general, they like give the shirt detail. So then you can like picture touching the shirt. I don't know. I think it's cool.
Makima says she doesn't care whose fault it was. She just wants to see them working well together. So she's very calm. And I was like, she's a nice boss. So far. He's like, maybe I should worry about copping a feel some other time. and they go to get a drink in a vending machine.
Power and Denji.
Yeah, and she sees a cat and she starts talking about how much she likes cats, and then he's being all introspective with his drink about how good his life is or something.
And he's like, damn, you're doing all... Because I think she says she'd do something to get this cat back. And he's like, all that for a cat? Who cares?
Right. She lost her cat, Meowie, which is a silly name, but it's a
stupid name.
She loves her cat, Meowie. And it's like Nyan. It's like Nyanny or something.
Yeah, something.
And he's like, for a cat, you do that? That's dumb as hell. But I'd do anything to touch some boobs. And then he's like, if it were a dog, I'd understand. And she's like, I'll let you touch my boobs if you help me get the cat. And then all of a sudden he's very passionate about
he's like, we have to get that cat.
Saving the cat and killing the devil.
We must.
So he like signs her out of HQ. They're like, bring her back by 6. So like she's not allowed to leave by herself. And she's like, oh, he's gonna use Meowie as a shield. It's good he doesn't see me. I need someone else to fight him because he's gonna use Meowie as a shield upon seeing me. And they're like on a bus. And he says like, my pet is alive in me. And she is like, nah, like that's something that humans say when someone dies or whatever, but it's not real. And he's like, yeah, sure. And he keeps looking at her boobs, and not arguing with her because he's like, maybe I'll get to touch some boobs. And he thinks to himself that he's never going to get along with her. Makima, meanwhile, is talking to some shadowy bosses. And they say not to get... What are you doing?
Sorry. I was just trying to run a search.
Stop doing that shit.
All right.
Pay attention.
I was trying to figure out what the Meowie was in Japanese. And so I translated this page and I did Control F for cat. I'm not finding it.
Okay. Anyway, what was I saying?
Meowie's name in Japanese is Nyako. Nyako.
Nyako.
Yep.
So it's like meow cat. Meow child. Meow child.
Yeah. Or it could be like Neko is like cat. So it's like meow. No, it doesn't work.
Little meow.
Little meow.
Little meow.
That's a good name.
Meowie. So Makima is, meanwhile, she's talking to her bosses or something, like these shadowy guys, and they say not to get too attached to her squad, that she's just supposed to raise these pups. And in the car later, that guy, what was his name?
Hayakawa.
He's like, why do you have such high hopes for that guy? And she's like, devils are born with names. Coffee devil isn't frightening. Like, coffee isn't frightening, so a coffee devil wouldn't be very scary. It'd be weak. Car devil could be kind of scary because you think about getting run over by a car and stuff. She's like, chainsaw devil, that's pretty interesting. So I guess he just has cool powers. Then cut back to Denji and Power. They get off the bus. And Power points out a house in the middle of fucking nowhere and says Meowie's in there. He says something about using his chainsaw powers and she doesn't believe him. And he's like, wait, should you be this close? I thought you said you couldn't get close, that if he saw you, he would use your cat as a shield. And she's like, oh, I did say that. She's like, I misspoke. And then she attacks him and like hits him over the head with a mallet. And he's bleeding.
Knocks him out.
She knocks him out and she drags him to that weird like house, like abandoned house in the middle of nowhere. And she's like, I brought a human for you. I brought a human as you demanded, bat. And it's a bat devil.
Just a big ass bat.
It's just a giant bat. And he's like, I'm sure his blood will be full of vigor. And he kind of wakes up Denji. He's like, look at my arm is missing. This is what your kind did to me. And Denji's like, you're a dumbass. And the bat devil is like, time to heal my wound. And like, Denji's already bleeding, so the blood just falls. And
well, he like squeezes him.
Yeah.
And then he coughs up blood.
Okay. And then he drinks that blood, and he's like, "Ew, this blood is disgusting. I'm being revived with gross blood, with disgusting blood. It's nasty." And the bat wants to cleanse his palate by eating children. She's Power is amazed that Denji believed her story. But anyway, she's like, "Give me back Meowie." And he's like, "Oh, but here's Meowie, but I haven't punished you for giving me that disgusting, dirty blood." And so he eats Meowie.
Yummy. With the cage, too. He eats the cage. Freak.
Yeah. And then there's a flashback. And it's her, but she looks a little dirty. So I get maybe she is still a fiend here. And she sees a cat, and it seems like she wanted to kill the cat originally, but then she like grew to like it. She was going to eat it or something. But then she was like...
She said it's weird hearing a voice that's not screaming.
Yeah.
In reference to the cat crawling on her and meowing.
Yeah. But then the bat takes the cat and says, "Bring me a human to eat." Anyway, that's the flashback. And so back in the real world, the bat not only eats her cat, but also takes her and eats her too. And he doesn't like her taste either because she's a fiend. So there's devil in her too. It's like contaminated. And he needs to gargle with children. Then he needs to snack on a virgin. Then have lunch
with a big burly man.
Yeah, and then a pregnant woman for dessert.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun, I guess. And he's flying away, but Chainsaw Man or Denji is holding on to him. And he says something like, "Give me my tits back." Something stupid. "I want my boobies."
Stupid.
And then Denji turns into Chainsaw Man and attacks the Bat Devil, and the bat is like, "Dude, you're a fucking devil." He's like, "You're a devil too? What are you doing?" And they end up in like a place where there's people, and he like tries to kind of save the people. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm slicing you open, then copping a feel." So he's like, "I need to get my boobies back."
It's a bit much.
It's a lot. Like, I think he should just keep that to himself. And I think at some point you just switch to, "You're really pissing me off," which is, I feel like that's the tropey thing to do. It's just be like, "This is annoying."
Or at least say, "Give me back the girl" or something.
Yeah.
Don't just reduce her to tits yet. We get it. It's funny that that's like his base instinct, but it's like after a little while.
I also feel like it's like, you're too old for this. Like if he was like 13, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. But he's too old for this. Like I don't know, you pay rent or you used to. Anyway, they fight. He fights this giant bat demon. And he learns that his chainsaws can retract because he gets his arms back. Because I think the bat like flings a car at him or something.
Yeah, with a person in it.
And he's able to catch it with his hands instead of chainsawing it. And the bat like does something crazy and like blows everything up. It looks like a big wind.
Yeah, it's weird.
Thing.
He gets like the car explodes in his face, then like his mouth like prolapses.
Yeah.
And he like inhales a bunch of stuff and then like screams like a sonic bat scream, and it breaks a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
It's a cool little sequence, a little attack.
And he's still talking about copping a feel.
Yeah, he won't shut up about it. We get it.
And then he goes and he fights he like slices and dices the bat finally with his chainsaws.
Yeah, he loves to do the same thing he did against the zombie devil, where he like runs from your like hand and just slices all the way up towards your face.
Mm-hmm.
And then all your purple ass intestines are out.
Yeah, and so we saw the bat devil's guts hanging out. And the end. That's the end of the third episode. So we don't know if he saves the girl. Does he save the girl? Does he save the cat? Does he touch any boobs? Do we see him touch boobs? We'll never know.
For how much I've seen Power, I've heard characters in this show can die out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. But for how much I've seen of Power, I assume she's got to be. I mean, there have been characters that come and go quickly and leave a big impression on people, but I'm like, there's got to be more.
Nah, I think there is.
There's got to be.
She saves her cat.
I like that, like the way the bat talks about himself and stuff, and the way he has all these plans for like how much he's going to kill. They do a good job of making him seem like formidable without actually like having to do like, here's his backstory and he's a class 10, whatever the fuck. It's just the way he holds himself and has all these plans and stuff.
Yeah, he seems really evil because he wants to go after like children and pregnant women and stuff.
The actor for him has a very deep voice. Did I say that he...
Oh yeah, he has a good voice.
That's the same voice actor that did Bato in the later Ghost in the Shell. None of the Ghost in the Shells we've watched. The like 3D Ghost in the Shells, he's Bato. I think that'd be interesting because Bato is supposed to be like a big burly guy, but like he's like gravitas central. I like this show. It is funny that it's like, it feels like we watched Gachi Akuta, we watched Dan Da Dan. Again, we've seen Devilman Crybaby, and this feels in some ways like, or the beginning of other shonen too, like Jujutsu Kaisen a little bit. You know, he eats the finger and has powers. On paper, I'm like, this is another shonen. It's just done very well, but I think some of the adult theming around it of being like, what's the deal with the organization? Like that's interesting to me. What's this idiot going to be like since he didn't grow up socialized around women? How's that going to work? Something about it is intriguing.
Yeah,
it does seem like it does have these like base instinct sense of humor that I'm like, all right, like we're gonna get past that eventually, right? Like he's gonna realize they don't need to hear him just talk about tits all the time.
I feel like at some point he's gonna touch boobs and then he'll get over it.
I hope so. Well, I hope so. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. But it'd be great. It'd be a great show if they were like episode 6, you see him fondle someone's chest. And it's not an awkward like, oops, I flew across the city and landed in titties. Like if she's like, fine, you can touch him. No, wait, that tone's not good. More enthusiastic. More enthusiastic. But yeah, I like it. I'd like to see more of Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think they do a pretty good job of making it interesting and telling a good story, and it doesn't, even though it feels like a kind of trope of other things I've seen, it feels different enough that it's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's how we felt about Dan Da Dan. And
yeah,
again, something like Gachi Akuta is like, I can see what it does well and aspects of it were interesting, but that felt more samey than the other two things I just mentioned.
I don't remember Gachi Akuta.
Gachi Akuta is where it's a kid who has some kind of power. He can like manipulate things, and he fights another guy who has like a special broom. And one of the things the main character does, he gets like some, so he finds a plunger out of like a dumpster and it's covered in shit, and he's fighting the guy and it's got like shit on a plunger. He had like one adult friend and he leaves him and comes back and someone killed him. And then it's like a city and they kick you off the edge into a dump.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah. And then I was like, this reminds me of Battle Angel, and we watched Battle Angel.
Okay. I would have watched more of that show too.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it wasn't as interesting as this. And I won't lie, I think its popularity.
Yeah.
And the fact that Myles has seen it all.
Yeah.
Is intriguing to me.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
But we can't watch it on this podcast, right?
Well, that's the thing is like, if Myles wants to revisit it, we could watch 4, 5, and 6 next week, but we also should at least ask him first. It's probably a good idea to ask the guy. And also we had kicked around the idea of watching Outlaw Star from the late 90s, which would be very nostalgic.
Is Myles on the pod next week?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I'll ask him. Otherwise, we'll do 4, 5, 6 of Chainsaw. And you haven't seen any Outlaw Star, right?
No.
Yeah. That was a Toonami classic. And another one that Myles and my mutual late friend was into. I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, I mostly couldn't get into anime on Toonami because I didn't want to catch something in the middle. You know, I wanted to watch something from the beginning. So unless I saw like an advertisement that was like, we're starting episode 1, I'm like, I missed it. I'm not going to watch this show. So like I watched Sailor Moon because that one I could just jump in from wherever. Pokemon as well. Pokemon I saw from the beginning though.
Wow.
That was like an after school thing. They had like 2 different Toonamis, I think. They had one that was like an after school thing, and then they had one that was like a late night.
I'm not an expert on this stuff because similar to you, I also was like, what the fuck is going on in this show? And I'd walk in on a dumb part. So for me,
but Witch Hunter Robin was one that I started from the beginning because they were advertising it.
Maybe we should do that too.
We haven't done that one?
I don't think so.
I liked it, but it was like I wanted to watch something from the beginning, so I was happy that a new show was starting from the beginning.
Gotcha.
And so I watched a lot of that.
What I was saying though is that I feel similar to you, I think, but had you known me, I would have discovered piracy around the same time, and so I had seen late Cowboy Bebop and went, this seems cool, and then I downloaded it and burned it to CDs and stuff.
Yeah,
but we were living in different towns at the time.
Well, I knew people who could like bootleg stuff for me.
Jackie, I was trying to do this like cute, romantic, like if only you had met me even younger.
But I think I'm thinking of even like a time before. I don't know, because there was a time when
I was not watching anime before like 14.
There was a time that you couldn't pirate entire episodes of things because the internet was too slow.
Nope, I was in the maternity ward pirating stuff as a newborn.
The internet was too slow. Maybe there was like IRC. Maybe could you do things? I don't know.
I did stuff on IRC. Yeah, I'd go into the dumps and I knew all the commands to display all their directories and download everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I gave a presentation in freshman year of high school about how to do that. In like our public speaking class, I just gave a presentation on like how to use IRC to get games and TV shows and movies, and no one objected because like nobody knew what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah.
But
yeah, when did I start pirating? Like, because I remember pirating music. Music is easy. It would still take forever. It would still take forever to download a song, but you could do it. And I feel like pirating a show probably.
It was too hard. They were too big and they weren't really on Kazaa and iMesh and Napster and stuff. Do you remember the first music you downloaded?
I don't know. Probably like stuff that I liked that was on the radio, and then I moved on to just typing stupid words on
That's great.
Whatever. And then I discovered MSI and I discovered Scape from just typing like curse words into
There you go.
into whatever it was, Kazaa or something.
I discovered the surf rock band Beach Bunny because I was looking for covers of Judas Priest's Painkiller, an old metal song, and then they just have a song by the same name, but it's a pleasant surf
and
rock.
Sometimes things are like mislabeled. Like
that was so common.
Like the song, like that's not what this song. Like you're looking for a specific song, and instead you find a different one, and you're like, okay, well, I guess that's what
I like it anyway. Yeah, this is an Aphex Twin, but it is cool electronic music.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the hell out of here, folks. Depending on, we've got Schrodinger's Myles right now. We don't know if he's going to live or die before next pod recording. But thanks for listening. Please find us on socials. We don't use them all. Most importantly is probably Blue Sky and Threads. We do have an Instagram, a Twitch. We are JJB Pod on those. We have a YouTube. I've started putting episodes automatically on YouTube. So if you like using YouTube for shit, or you just feel like giving us a like, look for JoJo's Bizarre Podcast there. You can write emails to jojosbizarrepod@gmail.com, and you can join the Discord. We didn't start it. A listener started it and is the admin of the Discord. We can also ban you if we feel like it. But look in the description of this podcast episode and join the Discord. Tell us all the different 18th century words that Power uses. But don't spoil the rest of Chainsaw Man. We'll talk to you next week. Have a nice life until then. Goodbye.
Bye.